Hello everyone, Carnas here, and welcome back to Enigmatica 6. So I've got something to say at the beginning of this episode. Essentially, I bulk recorded 4 episodes, and they are never going to see the light of day, because I was a little bit of an idiot, and I had my editing software open at the same time as I was filming, and that caused all of my footage to be incredibly choppy, which is really not nice. I mean, I can view it and I could release it because I do have the footage, but it doesn't look good. So what I'm going to do at the beginning of this episode is go over absolutely everything that I have done in all of that corrupted footage. It was quite a lot, about 8 hours worth, so there has been some vast improvements to this whole factory setup that I've got going. But then once that is done, what we will be working on is ore quadrupling, because that was what I was halfway through before realizing that all of my footage was corrupted. So if we look down there, we can see a thermal thingy-majiggy, because I can't remember the name, and that's about as far as I got to produce brine. So let me give you a quick tour of all of the changes that have taken place. First things first, we now have a wireless transmitter for refined storage, which means with this handy wireless crafting grid in my hand, I can access my grid from everywhere, I believe in a 56 block radius, which is incredibly nice. If we go into the gold crafter, you can see I have set up a load of patterns because I was producing quite a lot. And one pattern that I have set up that I would quite like to make at some point, but not for quite some time because it is very expensive, this 16,384,000 storage disks. So if we craft this and hit start, well, we're going to need an awful lot of items. 500 diamonds, 7,500 redstone, 14,000 quartz. Yeah, you get the picture. It's going to be a lot, and I feel like this is something that will be end game material. I also did figure out processing, which is something that I was having a real struggle with because I had it set to fluids, but now I have got processing sorted, and because of that, well, I can request glass, I can request cooked meat. There's a lot of stuff that I can request. If we come over to my ore tripling device, well, that is all set up to the grid as well. This has importers and a crafting grid on it so that we can just smelt whatever we want through processing, and it is very useful. Automation is really coming along in this factory now, and it is bloody glorious. I made a tinker's anvil so I could upgrade all my tools, and you can see on my hepatizen pickaxe we do have silk touch, which was very useful for gathering a large amount of diamonds. On my invar pickaxe I have also placed fortune, so we got quite a lot. I also began work on a new mod called Industrial Foregoing, and this is my latex producing station where we put acacia logs in the middle, and these 3 fluid extractors take the latex out of the log and then they pump it into the factory. Over here to a dissolution chamber, a fractionating still, and an energized smelter in order to produce plastic for some more advanced machines from Industrial Foregoing. Once again, the use of these are all fully automated. I was running into an issue with Mekanism always breaking, so I've since updated the mod and that now seems to be fixed. I've also upgraded my power storage systems with advanced energy cubes here and here. We've got another energy cell basic there as well, and I do have some more energy cubes over in that direction. With the plastics that I got from Industrial Foregoing, I built myself a mob slaughter factory, and I found myself a zombie spawner in one of the labyrinthian tunnels underneath my base. This was to produce pink slime, a vital component in the construction of this machine here, an ore laser base powered by 4 laser drills with some more advanced energy cubes underneath them. Essentially, what this does is once this progress bar reaches 80, well, we will gain a random ore. This system is also fully automated going into my grid system. It gets smelted down, it gets processed, and it is absolutely fantastic. If I check on my handy wireless crafting grid, well, we've got 170 diamonds in my inventory at the moment. We've got a load of iron, although we are running out, but that's because I have been using a lot, actually building up the stuff that I have been building. So that is basically the super quick tour of what would have gone on in the past 4 episodes. Like I said though, in this episode, we are going to finish up ore quadrupling, and it is going to be the last thing that I build in this factory. If the tour did not give that away, we are quickly running out of space. I have located a new place to build an even bigger factory and probably move my permanent base there, but it is going to require a lot of building resources, and I wanted to get ore quadrupling done first. That is the the end of chapter 1 of this series. I guess you could say we will have outgrown our home and we will be moving on to bigger and better things. I think in the next episode, though, we will be going to the end because I've got a lot of ender pearls now. And to be honest, I want to see what the end holds for us. Anyway, this is my thermal evaporation system, which is producing brine. That is a vital component for ore quadrupling. We need to produce brine to make sodium chloride, I believe, or hydrogen chloride. Yes, we need to run ores through hydrogen chloride, and that way we will be able to get 4 of each. So in order to perform ore quadrupling, we are going to need to create these shards, and we create these through a chemical injection chamber that is stored with hydrogen chloride. So this is easy enough to make, I believe. We shouldn't have too much of a problem doing that. It is just this hydrogen chloride that is difficult. So we're going to need 1 bit of hydrogen and 1 bit of chlorine to make 1 bit of hydrogen chloride. The hydrogen is easy, we're already producing that. It's the chlorine that is difficult. Chlorine, we're going to need another electrolytic separator so that we can take our brine and we can turn it into sodium and chlorine. As far as I'm aware at the moment, sodium doesn't actually have a use, so we're just going to be getting rid of that. But we are going to need to create one of these, so I will bookmark that. We're also going to need to make a chemical infuser. That has been bookmarked too. And finally, we will need to make a chemical injection chamber, so let's bookmark that as well. This is going to be quite difficult to make, so we are going to need reinforced alloys, which means throwing an infused alloy through a metallurgic infuser, which is powered with diamond. I do have one of these though, and as we saw earlier, I do have quite a lot of diamonds. So the first thing that we are going to do is make a new electrolytic separator. Do we have the materials for that? Nope, we are going to need an electrolytic core, and that is currently something that I cannot automate, because yeah, we're going to need some osmium dust, iron dust, and gold dust. Okay, so we're going to come up to this pulverizer, which is currently pulverizing all of the chunks that we get from the ore laser drill. We're going to whack a couple of osmium ingots in there so that we get 2 of those bits of dust. We're going to whack an iron ingot there that will hopefully create 1 iron dust. And then finally, we put a gold ingot in there to get a little bit of gold dust. You may have been able to notice as well that those outputs got taken straight into the grid. Automation was something that I really wanted to delve heavily into in the previous episodes, and it is something that I have spent a lot of time doing. Obviously, a lot of the episodes was me showing you where all of the cables were going, and you're not going to see that unless I upload those videos, but yeah, honestly, I'll probably talk about it a lot this episode, but I'm very mad that that happened. Losing 4 videos worth of content is not good. It's really not good. Anyway, we are going to make an electrolytic separator now because we have everything that we need to make this. We'll move that across like so. Then we're going to come back and create that again. There we go. 1 electrolytic separator. Perfect. So what we're going to do is we are going to power this up and run our brine through it to hopefully produce sodium and chlorine. I think here next to my steel processing facility seems as good a place as any, maybe. What we'll do is we will get this powered up like so, and then we're going to need to run the brine into this system. So hopefully, just outside here, there should be my brine. I'm hoping. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't. Yes, here we go. This is where our brine is coming from, down here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a little bit of a tunnel to try and hide these as much as possible, because I think what would be the best way of going about doing this, if I can get back up in here, would be just bringing it straight in under here like so. So this is just going to come in this way. And yes, this is really starting to become a bit of a maze of piping. This is why I want to upgrade my factory. I have definitely outgrown this. It is getting nightmarish to actually build anything in here anymore because I'm really struggling for space. Okay, and there we go. I've dug a little bit of a tunnel to take this brine out in this direction, and this should be able to connect it up to our electrolytic separator. Yes, we are producing chlorine and sodium. Now, I do believe I can just dump excess from there because I don't think we're going to need sodium for anything for a while. It looks like it can be used as coolant, but I don't really need coolant for anything until I start thinking about building things like nuclear reactors. Yes, that is something that we are going to do, and it's going to be very fun, and I have delved into that quest line already so that I could unlock the thermal evaporation plant, but that's not something we're going to be doing quite yet. Okay, with that all piped up and us producing chlorine, the next thing that we are going to want to do is place a chemical infuser, I think. something above this. Yes, we need a chemical infuser, which will be where we mix our hydrogen and chlorine together to make hydrogen chloride. So we hopefully should be able to make one of those just up here. Bam! There we go. We have a chemical infuser. So what we want to do is place that on top like so, and then hopefully we should be able to get our chlorine eject on. That should be going up. I think maybe what we want is input being down. Empty, empty, empty. Okay. Why is that not getting anything in there? Do I need to pipe it? Oh, there we go. No, I think I just need to change my gases config. Okay, right. So we want input from the bottom. Still not working. Maybe because I need to change my gases config on here? Yes. Okay, so we want cyan to go up to the top. There we go. We're getting chlorine being pumped into here. That's brilliant. That way, we just need to figure out a way of getting our hydrogen in. So this currently is where our hydrogen is being stored in this advanced chemical tank. Now what I want to do is figure out how I'm going to get that hydrogen upstairs, and we need pressurized tubes. Okay, and I don't think, as far as I'm aware, I have any of those. Let's have a quick look. We have 20, which isn't really that much. We've also got some advanced ones. I think we're going to need more than that. So I am going to go to the crafting grid and request some. We'll request 128 because why not? And there we go, just like that. Very, very easily done. Now we've got to figure out how we're going to run this hydrogen to where I want it to go, which is going to be rather difficult. I think theoretically we could just go straight up here. Yeah, and then we're into the back of this section. Now, how do I get those hydrogen tubes? Will you calm down, zombie dying? There are zombies dying outside and they're making an awful lot of fuss. Yes, how am I going to do this? Let's bring this up. And now I've blocked myself off. Brilliant, that was really smart. So one nice unique feature about the jetpack is I can change to hover. So this is basically building in creative in survival. It's awesome. Let's do this and bring this up this way. That is full of hydrogen. I'm going to get rid of some of this glass because I don't need it at the moment. And maybe we'll bring this pipe up along the ceiling like this basic universal cable. And then we'll bring it down. That's a little bit too far. Into where it needs to be. This is a complete mess of pipes at the moment. Everything, everything is so messy. I really need to sort this out, and I need to sort this out. This place is just an absolute death trap. Right, so if we look, we are currently... I suppose I can bring that down from the ceiling there. Yes. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll get rid of this energy pipe like so. We'll bring this so that it comes this way and goes straight down like that. There we go, and that will be our hydrogen all sorted out. Then what we'll do is we'll replace this basic energy cable with something like that, just bringing that over. The spaghetti is really starting. Yes, there's an awful lot of spaghetti in this factory. But the vast majority of it is actually hidden. I do try and hide my cables as much as possible, and I just think it looks a lot neater that way. Okay. So what we can do is plug that in there. And there we go. We are creating hydrogen chloride. That is pretty nice. We've got all of the hydrogen there. Yeah, that is going along quite nicely. And we're barely using any chlorine. Cool. All right, so what do we need to make the chemical injection chamber? We need a couple of gold ingots. We need a purification chamber. We need some reinforced alloys and elite control circuits. Okay, so what do we need to make the purification chamber? We need an enrichment chamber. So let's make an enrichment chamber real quick. Then we're going to come back to this and make the purification chamber. There we go. Absolutely fabulous. That is that bit done. Then we are going to need to make these reinforced alloys and elite control circuits. Now, I do have a process for this, but unfortunately at the moment, I don't think it's connected to my auto crafting grid. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make these myself. Reinforced alloys. We need to put an infused alloy in to a diamond metallurgic infuser, and that will create a reinforced alloy. Okay, that's fine. I think what I'll do is I'll grab all of my alloys and place them in. We've only got 6 left. Okay, we're running out of things real quickly. So I think we'll create like 50 of those. That should be more than enough. That's going to take 50 iron ingots, but hopefully we do have more than enough iron. Let's actually check and see how my reserves are running. We've only got 376 iron ingots, but we do have 325 iron chunks. Now, I do want to run this through my new quadrupling system before touching this, so hopefully we don't run out before that, but I do have some spares if I am absolutely desperate. Right, well, we've got 21 of those already. I'm going to grab those and I'm going to go move them upstairs to where they need to go, into the diamond metallurgic infuser. That was something else that I did create, and an osmium compressor in order to make refined obsidian. That is this system here. Yes, that's the osmium compressor, but we want to put these infused alloys in here, and then they will turn into the advanced alloys that we are going to need. And we might need to grab some of my diamonds as well, because we don't actually have an awful lot of those. Well, we've got almost half a tank of hydrogen chloride. Things are looking very, very nice at the moment. Okay, so we actually only needed 8 of these according to my count, and my count may be wrong because I am not very good at maths. I could actually just make this up here. I keep forgetting I have my wireless grid. We'll do this, open this up, then we're going to come to our chemical injection chamber. We are going to control click to request auto crafting. We're missing 4 reinforced alloys. Okay, you know why that is? Because they're in my inventory. If we put those into our grid using our wireless system, well, now hopefully we should be able to do that. There we go, to craft 2. Fantastic. And we can come to the chemical injection chamber, go move items, bam. There we go. We have ourselves a chemical injection chamber, which is going to turn stuff into shards, which will be used for quadrupling. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be really, really nice. We're going to get so much ore, or so many ingots even. I don't know why we're getting hydrogen being pumped into there. Please do not accept that hydrogen. No, no, no. Gases. We don't want an input there. There we go. We can get rid of that, and that will remove that, like so. Brilliant. But what we can do is we can get that up there. Then what I have to figure out is how on earth am I going to get the shards into here in an automated fashion and also get stuff out? Because at the moment, that is looking like it's not going to be possible. Oh, this is tricky. Cable management, not my forte. But anyway, what we can do is we can input gases from the bottom. So we are going to tell this gases we want to output top and we want to eject on. There we go. We have now filled this up with hydrogen chloride, and we have a lot more hydrogen chloride where that came from, which is really nice. This is pretty much the system all set up. If I go back into the quest book, what I can look at is an iron shard. All we need to do now is throw a chunk into here, which will create 4 iron shards. Then, if we go onto iron shard, we then need to do the same that we did with ore tripling, which is turn it into clumps, and then so on and so forth. So I think in order for this to be made, I'm going to come to my wireless grid once again, and what we will do is we will request an importer and an exporter, because I don't think I'm going to need any more than that. There we go, we'll create 1 importer. Where is my exporter? There. 1 of each, and that should be enough to get this all connected to my storage system. There is a little bit that I'm going to have to go and change around with the old ore tripling system in order to make this as efficient as possible, but that's something that we can do momentarily once we've got all of this set up. Okay, well, with this being the last machine in this factory, I think I'm going to have to rearrange this a little bit. So I'm actually going to get rid of that and bring that 1 further across, because I do need to figure out a way of getting my computer system in here so that I can actually transport items in without having to come and manually do it myself, because who liked manual labor? Not me. I want to automate as much of this as I possibly can. So we're going to place an importer there, and then I'm going to get rid of this block at the top and place our exporter on there. And I keep getting rid of my pickaxe to keep it in my inventory. It's very, very important. And now we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with this mess. I think this needs to go 1 further up even more. This is going to be a right pain sorting out. Okay, so we'll do this so that can go. Yeah, no, I'm just saying words at the moment. But what we want to do is we want to get our exporter, yes, like so, and then I'm going to need some cables for refined storage. So let's have a quick look. Do I have any on me? I have 15. That might be enough, but we can craft some more. So I think I'll get another 64 done. Another stack. There we go. That'll be nice. Another entire stack. Okay, but we are going to bring the cables out And how on earth am I going to do this? So I think we'll do something like this. This is pure, unadulterated spaghetti now. There is spaghetti all over the place. I've dropped it on the floor. It is just a complete, a complete mess of cables up here. Oh, it does not look good, does it? Was that a mob? No. I'm once again not playing with any headphones on. Real dumb move if you ask me. Can we bring that up to there like so? Yes, we absolutely can. Then we can bring this here like so. We can cover that up like that. Then we're going to figure out where on earth my cables are down here. Those crafters hopefully do have... Oh, wait, hang on. There's crafters there. There's crafters there. We can connect to those. We can definitely connect to those. And there we go. And that should be, hopefully, everything all connected. Now, the exporter, I am going to have to configure this. So what I will do is I will get my wireless crafting grid, and we are going to look for an iron chunk like that. Then what we can do is we can come over to the exporter and put the iron chunk in there. Now, theoretically, there we go. We are getting iron in, and we are using quite a lot of hydrogen chloride for this. But what we should get out is an iron shard, and that is being automatically taken into our grid. So this has all been set up successfully. This is working. We have ore quadrupling in process, we have done it. We've done it. It has been sorted. And I'm going to be getting a lot of ores. But there's still some other things, slight bits and bobs that I need to sort out before I am able to really utilize it. The first of which is coming over to my old ore tripling system and changing the settings for the importer, the exporter on the top of this. So we're going to get rid of all of those because we don't want those anymore. What we can do is now put iron shards in there like so. And theoretically, yes, there we go. Iron shards are going into the purification chamber. They are being purified into iron clumps, which will be turned into, can't even remember what it was, dirty iron dust, I think. Yeah, and then that would be cleaned in the enriching factory, and then we will get it into the advanced smelting factory, and this is connect up to my grid. Now, there was something else that I needed to do for that quest, though. I need to get a gas upgrade, and that really shouldn't be too difficult. I'm fairly sure that I have everything that I need already. Okay, so wireless crafting grid. Gas upgrade, move items, grab the gas upgrade. There we go. Quest completed. Or quadrupling. This is a big moment. We've only got one more thing to do in this quest line, and that is ore quintupling. And I don't know how we're going to do this. I have a feeling it's going to be quite difficult. We need a lot of fancy stuff, certainly for this. A chemical crystallizer, and I don't know. But that's something for future me to worry about. And I think with that all being done, ore quadrupling finished, that will be the end of this episode. Sorry there was such a huge jump in content. Like I said, I was a little bit of an idiot, and I forgot to turn off my editing software, and basically that bottlenecks my CPU. So the frames get all choppy, and it isn't good watching. It's annoying for me because obviously I've just lost 4 episodes of content, but oh well, we learn from our mistakes. I think I don't, because I also did this when I was doing Space Engineers as well. Yeah, I don't learn from my mistakes, and I really should. In the next episode, what we will be doing is probably looking at either moving to the new factory or doing some basic Minecraft stuff. I've not been to the end yet. I would quite like to go kill the Ender Dragon, and I would quite like to explore what the end has to offer to me, because obviously this is modded Minecraft. There might be new things that I have not heard about, and I would quite like to explore them and then exploit them. But anyway, thank you for watching. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I have been Carnas, and I will see you later.